And as much as head coach Urban Meyer tried to manufacture a quarterback battle at Jags camp, it's always been clear who QB1 was. Little to no chance that number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence was not going to start, barring injury. Saturday, that was confirmed when the team traded quarterback Gardner Minshew to the Eagles, so it's Lawrence's job now, and Meyer said the next step in his development is to score some points. With 17 straight losses dating back to last season, the pressure is certainly on Lawrence, but he's doing what he can to focus and block out the noise.
There's always people saying different things, for you, not for you. It's always, you just block all that out. I know the situation I'm in and these coaches and these players, like we're all here to win. We're doing everything we can to win, to prepare, to play our best, and that's really all that matters. And to your point, I just try to block all that stuff out. Like all I can do is be the best I can be and just keep doing that every day.
Jags at the Cowboys gets things rolling at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Then it's the Raiders looking to finish off a perfect preseason in San Francisco. The Bengals host Miami with the Dolphins. All the talk off the field is potential suitors for Deshaun Watson. And the Giants go for their first preseason win at home to the Patriots. The evening tilt has Atlanta welcoming the Browns, also looking for their first preseason win. And here to help you to decide how to make some money on each of those games, we now welcome in Sportsline's Emory Hunt and the Wizard of Odds, Kenny White. Gentlemen, welcome. Let's start with the early game here. Trevor Lawrence goes for his first win as a Jag. Most of the starters will play. Most of the Cowboys starters will not. With that knowledge in your pocket, what's the play here with the Cowboys listed as 4-point underdogs here, Emory?
I'm still taking the Cowboys in the points. I do like the depth that they have on that defensive line. At linebacker, we know they're still fast and athletic. They can run, chase, and cover. And what we saw last week against New Orleans, Jacksonville's offensive line still is a work in progress. So I feel like Dallas's defense will be able to take advantage. So I think this will be a lot tighter and even a win for the Cowboys.
Yeah, complete agreement, Emory. And to make another point, this is Dallas's 4th preseason game. That extra game, I think, has allowed a couple of players to get a little extra experience on the field. Guys are battling for positions, battling to be on the team. Everybody's doing that, but that extra game I feel like could be very important right now. With the quarterback rotation, I think set. Cooper Rush has now been listed as the number 2 quarterback. Garrett Gilbert will probably be number 3. Ben DiNucci, I hope doesn't play today. Three INTs last week. I had him by far the lowest rated quarterback in this rotation. So I'm hoping it's all Cooper Rush and Garrett Gilbert today. No Gardner Minshew is going to help the Cowboys cause as well. So they're using so many excuses for Trevor Lawrence, and everything I'm reading, he's been awful in practice every single day, throwing interception after interception. And they're trying to take pressure off him. They tried to build pressure by making a quarterback battle. Now they're trying to take pressure off of him by getting rid of Gardner Minshew for nothing, a guy that's actually had some decent stats in the NFL. So, and I'm also reading the players are really not happy with Urban Meyer's rah-rah college coaching that he's brought in here, and it never works, and it never has. So there's a little bit of problems. There's no talent there as it is anyway. One of the bottom 5 teams in the NFL. So, yeah, Cowboys plus the points.
Cincinnati Bengals fans get their first look at Joe Burrow ahead of the 2021 season Sunday as the Bengals welcome the Dolphins in the 4 p.m. game. Burrow hasn't seen live game action since tearing his ACL in Week 11 last season. According to our Jason LaConfora, Burrow has admitted he has some mental demons to banish as he gets back out there. Head coach Zach Taylor said he will be very limited, may only play 1 series, depending on how things go. Here is Burrow with A.J. Ross discussing his recovery.
Joe, your recovery and rehab from ACL and MCL surgery last season, it's not just physical, it's mental. How have you been mentally preparing to resume your game?
Just attacking every day with an intensity that, I think is necessary to get me back. The beginning of camp, I was going through a little mental hurdle that I had to get over. And then one day, coaches just started throwing bags at my legs as I was throwing and just being around me. We had dummies set up in 7-on-7 and all that. And, one day it just clicked and I was back to my old self and rolling.
This game, one of 2 games taking place in the 4 p.m. hour, and you can catch Joe Burrow's return live over on CBS. And for more on this game and others taking place Sunday afternoon and evening, we welcome back the Wizard of Odds, Kenny White, and Sportsline's Emory Hunt. Gentlemen, Miami head coach Brian Flores says most, if not all, of his starters will sit, so the road is clear for Burrow to shine against the backups. The Bengals have allowed 0 touchdowns in 4 straight preseason games. It is essentially a pick-'em with the Bengals favored by 1.5. Who do you like here, Kenny?
I'm going to take the points with Miami. Not a game I'm really in love with, but no Tua today for Miami. And you mentioned no starters, but I think Brian Flores has done a nice job. And this really isn't a bet on Miami, maybe more of a bet against Cincinnati. And Joe Burrow is coming out all off the rehab, ACL and MCL. That's 2 really tough surgeries. He's going to be rusty, and he's only going to play a little bit. So that doesn't really affect my play. I think the quarterback room is below average. This is just a game to me that is a coin flip game. I'll take the points.
Yeah, I'll take the points as well. And Kenny touched on it that Joe Burrow will be a little bit rusty. And what I like about Miami's overall roster is that they play the exact same way. It doesn't matter if you're the first team or the third team. Guys get out there and compete. And the Bengals, yeah, they haven't given up points, but they haven't met Jacoby Brissett and the Miami Dolphins in the preseason. Miami loves to push the ball down the field. Jacoby Brissett does a great job of working touchdown to check down. So I do think we'll see points scored. I like Miami to win the game, so take them and the points.
And the Dolphins working on that red zone offense. They want that up-tempo style, so we'll see what Jacoby Brissett can do for them. Of course, they're all the talk off the field right now with what's happening. Could happen, potentially, with the Houston Texans. Okay, also in the 4 p.m. hour, the Las Vegas Raiders head to San Francisco for a 15th meeting with the 49ers. Since 1970, the two sides 7-7 against one another. Jimmy G and Trey Lance will see action with the ones for the 49ers. The hosts favored by 5.5. The over-under set at 35.5. Are you playing the line or are you playing the total here, Emory?
I'm playing the line, and I'm taking the Raiders in the points. I love how the Raiders compete in the preseason. San Francisco also does a great job, and they have the benefit of going from a starting quarterback to a future starting quarterback in Trey Lance. So the offense shouldn't miss a beat. The Raiders, we saw a great game from Nathan Peterman, and they're still playing for, I feel like, respect around the league. So we'll see that first, second, third team get out there and compete well. So probably the most entertaining game of the day will be this one. So I think the Raiders will play it close, take the Raiders in the points.
Yeah, no love lost between these two old big-time rivals in the Bay. I'm going to go under the 35.5. Marcus Mariota will sit out once again, and it will be all Nathan Peterman. Jimmy G and Trey Lance will both play, but Kyle Shanahan's already said everything is vanilla. They're not showing anything. It is going to be a short passing game, run the football, run the clock, get out of Dodge with no injuries type of football game. So under 35.5 for me.
And to your point, Emory, Raiders have won 7 of their last 8 preseason games. They know how to get things done in the preseason. All right, let's talk about the New England Patriots going for a perfect preseason themselves as they travel to face the New York Football Giants. The 30th time that these two have met in the preseason, and they've closed out the preseason against each other since 2005. They did do practices this week, joint practices. The Patriots come in having won 8 of their last 10 preseason games. They are favored by a possession with the total set at 35.5. What's your play here, Kenny?
I'm going to go under again. The Giants quarterback rotation is far below average with Lewerke and Clayton Thorson, Mike Glennon getting some time. The Patriots, obviously their offense is a run-based offense with Cam Newton at the helm, and they'll run 2 tight ends, and it's just a short passing game that they're continuing to play. Both defenses are very, very good. The Patriots getting players back. Bill Belichick has done one thing. After not making the playoffs last year, he wants to win these games. So I'm looking at the defense continuing to be the strength of the Patriots and those starters playing a little bit more. And even though they may not play, the second string defense for New England is very solid because Belichick is a great recruiter of talent.
Yeah, I'm laying the points with the Patriots because you look at both things being equal. I'm talking about the defense of the Patriots, and the Giants should be really good there. When you talk about the quarterback matchup, Kenny touched on it. The Giants' depth at quarterback is just not very good right now, and Daniel Jones will be getting his first extensive play in the preseason. And if you're judging by what we've been reading from the Patriot beat writers, they have Cam Newton, and they also have Johnny Unitas Montana Marino behind him and Mac Jones. So apparently Mac Jones has been playing phenomenal in practice. So I'm excited to see how that plays out in an actual game because if we're being completely honest, he's been checked down Charlie in the game. So this is an opportunity for him to showcase that deep passing game. But I think overall, talent-wise, on offense, I can trust the Patriots a little bit more than the Giants, especially what we saw last week against Cleveland. So I'm laying the points with New England.
Yeah, the bust for Canton is still made out of paper mache. It's not quite metal as of yet. Joe Judge, Daniel Jones, and healthy starters will play at least the first half. That's what he had to say. Okay, lastly, let's talk about the Browns at the Falcons. Baker Mayfield making his preseason debut. Atlanta will also play most of their starters, and their coach, Arthur Smith, not happy with what he saw in practice on Friday, so he wants them to show out. They've lost 14 of their last 15 in the preseason. Browns favored by 6 here. Another over-under set at 35.5. Who do you like, Emory?
I like the Falcons here. I think we'll see an inspired defensive effort from Atlanta. They're a young team on defense, but they have a lot of speed and a lot of athleticism. And we saw the Giants defense, although not the same caliber Atlanta is of the Giants, but they have a lot of the same type of matchup capabilities. And I think when you look at the Browns quarterback play behind Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum had a great opportunity against New York to really showcase himself. He didn't do that particularly well, kind of play pedestrian. I think we'll see Atlanta take some chances defensively, gamble a little bit more, make some plays, turn the ball over, and keep this one close. I'm also excited to see what Josh Rosen can do battling with Felipe Franks for that number 2 job behind Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going to play this game over. I like the addition right now. A.J. McCarron was just so bad. I like Josh Rosen now with Felipe Franks. Also on the other side, Case Keenum and Kyle Laletta, I think, are 2 very good quarterbacks, slightly above average. So they're going to get it done against second-string defenses. Second half, maybe even a better play on the over if it comes low scoring in the first half. But I had this one at 38.5, so I got a 3-point edge to the total going over.
And as you see there, 70% of the games in Week 3 already have gone to the over, so good choice there. In 2 preseason games, Falcons offense, by the way, 17 possessions. They've scored 2 touchdowns. Great stuff, gentlemen. The Wizard of Odds, Kenny White, Sportsline's Emory Hunt, talking preseason football Sunday. As we get to the finale, the real stuff starts in a week's time. Let's recap the picks for you. Dolphins at the Bengals. Both of them like the Dolphins at 1.5. Kenny going after the total in the Raiders-Niners tilt. He says go under. Emory likes the Raiders at plus 5.5. Emory also likes the points for New England against the Giants. Kenny taking the under there, but the Wizard of Odds going with the over in the nightcap. Emory likes Atlanta at plus 6.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.